the refugees from or whatever, right? Huh? How did you know I'm a refugee? Never mind, it doesn't matter. But let me warn you, don't badmouth me in front of Shane.
Dear residents of Songlin City, I am Tsi Lan Tsing, the Zhuxing of the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity. Given the recent outbreak of an unidentified disease, a state of emergency has been declared in Songlin City. I kindly request your understanding and compliance with the following guidelines. 1. This disease is currently referred to as the cerulean blight. Its primary symptoms include an abnormal cerulean discoloration resembling metal on the skin, slower reaction times, and loss of appetite. Please assess yourself and those around you for any manifestation of these symptoms. 2. If you experience any discomfort, please promptly visit the nearest medical facility for examination. 3. Residents under quarantine should adhere to the guidance provided by medical professionals and refrain from succumbing to panic. 4. At present, the Grandeur River is suspected to be the primary source of infection. Water extraction from the river has ceased, and arrangements have been made to import clean water to ensure a continued water supply. 5. We have established restricted areas spanning a width of 1.5 kilometers on both sides of the Grandeur River. Until further notice, swimming, drawing water, and fishing in the river are strictly prohibited. All cross-river traffic has been temporarily suspended. 6. Animal contamination has led to a loss of control over their behavior. To ensure everyone's safety, a curfew will be enforced in Songlin City starting at 7 o'clock in the evening. Please stay in your homes and do not go outside. Thank you for your attention, understanding, and support. We will exert every effort to address the cerulean blight swiftly and restore normalcy to the lives of all residents as soon as possible.
Esteemed residents of Songlin City, I am Feng Lin, the Director of the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture. Firstly, I extend my sincere apologies to everyone for the impact that the cerulean blight has had on our agricultural production and daily lives. The Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture assumes full responsibility for this predicament. At this moment, we are collaborating with other departments to investigate the origins of the cerulean blight. I assure you that we are committed to swiftly developing a treatment. Since many of you are concerned about the implications of the cerulean blight on this year's agricultural production, I would like to provide a brief update on behalf of the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture. Firstly, the cerulean blight significantly affects plants and can spread across various crop species, with affected crops exhibiting symptoms similar to those observed in animals. Secondly, while the cerulean blight does not prove fatal to plants, it induces sterility, rendering the affected crops incapable of producing seeds and fruits. Thirdly, given that the majority of crops are primarily consumed for their seeds and fruits, this plague will lead to a significant decline in agricultural production this year. In other words, the situation is dire. Fourthly, to address this situation, the Well-Being Office has issued directives to coordinate the mobilization of Xian's grain reserves, and Songlin City has been granted permission to utilize its reserve granaries. Our grain reserves are ample enough to sustain us for more than 2 years, even without a harvest, so there is no need to panic. Last but not least, it is worth noting that all infected crops are still alive, and if we can promptly find a cure for the cerulean blight, we may still salvage a portion of the crops. Once again, I extend my sincere apologies to the people of Songlin City. particularly the farmers and producers. We remain steadfast in our commitment to identifying the source of the cerulean blight and discovering a cure.
Well, the lady you just saw is saying. I'll explain later. Just follow me. I'll take you both back.
6. Animal contamination has led to a lack of control over their behavior. To ensure everyone's
Follow me. The situation within the city hasn't been peaceful recently. I need to take you back to Weisha headquarters as soon as possible. Those animals destroyed the stumps again. Speak of the devil.
Fluttering wings. The color of the water.
Strange, right? It's like someone poured dye into it. The situation wasn't this bad a week ago. I wonder what those people going to Xingyu City did. But obviously, they haven't stopped the contamination.
Xingyu City?
Yeah, the origin of this anomaly is said to be Xingyu City. We're affected because we're downstream, and the contamination comes from the Grandeur River. Now is not the time to worry about these stumps. Let's keep pushing forward. These animals are getting even tougher. More animals are invading the city than ever before.
It's time for a change of tune.
Where are the patrols? Why do I have to clean up the trash just to get back? Phew, finally.
Welcome to Songlin City, representatives of Emaon. Although those words are somewhat hollow because, as you have witnessed, we are currently preoccupied. I apologize if there has been any lack of courtesy. I am Tsing, a member of Weisha and the Jurtsing of the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity in this city. Currently, Songlin City, Weisha, and all of Xian are exerting their best efforts to address the food crisis caused by the cerulean blight. However, as a member of CAVE, we are obligated to assist Emaon. This obligation is especially significant with the personal arrival of the head librarian of the Library of Babel. You appear travel-weary. You must have undergone challenges on the way. While Jan Tan briefed me, I still have many questions. I understand that now is not the ideal time to ask unsettling questions. Nevertheless, these questions are necessary, because unsettling facts do not disappear simply because people ignore them. Such is my style, and the style of Weisha. Now, Head Librarian of Emeon and the Library of Babel. On behalf of Weisha, I request that Emeon explains what happened at the Tower of Babel, the headquarters of CAVE. What happened to Emeon? What resources and personnel do you have remaining? Does CAVE still maintain its minimal structure? Will our alliance continue to exist? There is no need for haste. I've allocated ample time exclusively for our meeting, ensuring that our conversation remains undisclosed to the surface world. Every corner of this place has been secured to maintain utmost privacy. Please, take your time and share the truth with me. In this critical moment, it is important that we maintain open and transparent communication. This is indeed surprising. Nemesis was behind the incident. What astonishes me even more is that the betrayer comes from Emeon itself. With all due respect, such a grave error should never have occurred within the most ancient organization. As the head librarian of Emeon, you bear the responsibility for this unfortunate event. I understand that you have recently assumed the role of the head librarian. However, according to your account, you willingly entered the Tower of Babel. The Emeons presented you with an opportunity to turn back and return to a normal life, yet you chose to stay there. Therefore, you must assume the name Emeon, along with all the associated responsibilities. Weisha, along with all the members of CAVE, will not show leniency or grant you preferential treatment merely because you are a newcomer. Since you stand here, it is expected that you possess the qualifications and mindset required to engage with your allies. Otherwise, I regrettably foresee the impending dissolution of CAVE. Huh? You certainly possess a sharp tongue. I'm now convinced that the new head librarian of Emeon is truly deserving of this title. You possess the qualifications to engage in an equitable dialogue with Weisha. I apologize if I was too stern, but how can one rectify others if she herself is too afraid to confront the truth? We're your allies, and when it comes to Nemesis, we stand on the same side. Well, let's get back to business. Something seems amiss to me, and I suspect that Nemesis desires more than just an ancient son. Moreover, I believe Emeon is not the only organization they will stop at nothing to eliminate. The timing of the attack on Emeon and the sudden crisis in Xi'an can't be mere coincidence. There must be a connection. While I will need to provide a comprehensive report to Master Yuan Xuan later, for now, please be assured that Weisha is prepared to offer all the assistance it can to Emeon. Since the Tower of Babel has been destroyed, I presume that you do not have a suitable place to stay. If you don't mind, please stay in this city for the time being, and I'll assist you in making the necessary arrangements at the government. You're welcome. However, our primary focus remains on resolving the crisis in Xi'an, and other matters will have to wait until the crisis is lifted. It's regrettable that we can't fulfill our hosting duties while we have friends from afar. We eagerly anticipate your cooperation during your stay in Songlin City. This matter concerns all of Xi'an, and Weisha is currently stretched thin in terms of manpower. Help is always welcome. Thank you. By the way, there is one more thing. I understand this is an internal matter for Emeon, and it may be inappropriate for me to inquire, but given the situation, could you tell me the whereabouts of Master Cosmos, the former head librarian of Emeon? Well, that's to be expected. The leader of the knowledgeable always maintains an air of mystery. Speculating about the unknowable is futile. Let's focus on the matters at hand. Autumn is approaching. The bountiful summer. When prolonged, it turns bitter.
Did she scare you? Let's leave this place. I'll escort you out of here. You can become an ordinary person again, free from all these matters. Someone has tampered with your consciousness. They've twisted your mind, so you won't question why you ended up in the Tower of Babel, or why you became the head librarian of Emaon. Those questions have become blind spots in your memory, and you won't resolve them. You didn't choose this responsibility on your own. I'll find a way to break you free from this hypnosis. Until then, you can decide whether to leave this world or not. Not at all. Moreover, it has nothing to do with my thoughts. Understood.